pashu puksha vishanahina. Means if a person is devoid of sahitya, sangeet and kala, I don't think I need to translate it. That person is sakshat pashu. He's just pashu. Only thing is the pashu without horn and tail. Now this takes humans to a next level above pashu. We know that in our darshan, in Bharatiya philosophy, evolution of life, because starting through the wisdom revealed in the Vedas, that told us the essential truth that individual, collective and the creation are all integrally one and the same. In every element of creation there is a divine, presence of divine, so the creation is sacred. In this tradition that has coming to us through thousands of years, and it continues without any disruption. There have been some ebbs and tides, but it has never ceased to continue or flow. That is why Bharat is a living stream. A living stream, a mighty river. At no point of time, the drop of water is the same. But at no point of time river ceases to exist. This constancy and dynamism, which is essential characteristic of our Bharatiya civilization, it has inherent strength to it that gives it a dynamism, unlike many other civilizations. And when our elders, the rishis, they told us that this entire creation is one and manifestation of the divine, and the purpose of life, human life, was that as we are evolving from Jad to Jeev, Manushya, Chetan Manushya, and above Manushya, rising above, that journey of evolution of consciousness, when our rishis gave us various margas how to achieve that, through karma, jnana, bhakti, our elders realized that music is a very potent marga to bring you closer to yourself, that is Atman. And that is what those who are in the pursuit of it, of course, those who are the sadhak, they are at a different level. But those who appreciate, those who get impacted, influenced, those who get touched by it, they themselves are blessed. I consider myself among those who are touched by it. I am not a sadhak at all. This, in pursuit of evolution to higher level, our elders, our sages have told us that this Atman, it is in 5 kosa. Vivek Chudamani, Adi Sankaracharya mentions about Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnana kosha, and then Ananda kosha. Beyond that, the first 4. When you have music, you transcend the 4 and you go to the Ananda kosha. And there you forget about your limitations, your bodies, all the senses and mind and all that, you just get into. And beautifully Adi Sankara says, defines about Ananda kosha. It says, Ananda pratibimba chumbita. Means when you are in that kosha, you are getting the reflection of that self, the Atman, you are kissing it. Anand pratibimb chumit, pratibimb of that Atman, you are kissing that. You are not yet reached, but you are the closest. And music has the power. Music takes you to that kosha, transcending you all the barriers. And this is the beauty of our civilization, our people, ancestors, those who have given us this whole lot of wisdom. This whole lot of wisdom which has been continuously flowing through thousands of years, like a stream, living a stream. It has a characteristic, it is driven by the dynamism of it comes essentially through its four characteristics. I would like to believe so. One is preservation. Whatever our elders have given, we pass it on to the next generation. Preservation. And that is how the wisdom received several thousand years ago is still is preserved, it exists here. It has not disappeared. But that's not the end of it. We do not just stagnate at what the wisdom is received. Innovation. Every generation has innovated, experimented. This innovation that brings the newness. And look at the innovation which Professor Lakshminarayan did. Desire to take this violin from accompanying instrument to solo status. Pushing the boundary, innovating creatively, to which Dr. Subramaniam has taken to, of course, to the much, much higher level by bringing the fusion. Yes, well, and all that I'm talking to you about all these things is because he came and briefed me, so I got to know, otherwise I'm a literate man. That fusion of raga and harmony, this is something which is, and here I could see the essence of Bharat. When we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, when we try to embrace the whole world, when we say the unity in the entire diversity, when you see that the raga is embracing harmony, I see the extension of it. The innovation. Every generation tries to innovate, does the experiment with it. And after the experiment, when something worthwhile comes, we add to the corpus of the existing wisdom. That is addition. And that is how the corpus expands. Imagine Vedas, they have subsequent to that, subsequent generations of rishis, the way they kept elaborating, expanding, the corpus has been ever expanding, ever widening. So this addition keeps expanding the corpus. And it's, while we do this experimentation, innovation and addition, even the old wisdom, you try to adapt it. We have a concept in Bharat of Des and Kal. That thing has to be, the same Saraswat Satya, the truth, has to be presented relevant to a space and time. So adapting that, we keep our people, our tradition also does that. So this preservation, innovation, addition and adaptation, this keeps this flow continuous that makes Bharat a living stream. And it has been for several thousand years. Today, we are in a very, very special epoch or era of Bharat, when Bharat is awakening, is waking up, and waking up comprehensively, materially, as we are individual, body, matter, intellect and spirituality. So materially, intellectually and spiritually. In all these dimensions, we find there is an awakening happening. Materially, we are progressing, we are prospering. In last about a decade, from fragile 5, we have become the top, we have become the fourth largest and going to be the third largest economy. There was a time when, until few years back, Bharat was never considered, was not in the reckoning except for a large populous country. And people, economists used to say, Bharat, this is the destiny of Bharat. Bharat will only grow at the Hindu rate of growth. Anything and everything bad, you put the label, the word Hindu. It's in the Hindu rate of growth. Today, we are the fastest growing large economy in the world. Not only today, for the last 5 years, after the COVID hit, and the whole world advanced countries they went in recession almost, Bharat continues growing, and even you must have read in the newspaper, the latest is 8.2% growth. Fastest growing economy. Materially we are. Intellectually, we were nowhere. We were just borrowers of. WIPO result, World Intellectual Property Organization, publishes the number of patents knowledge created worldwide. We were nowhere. We are not even 1%, we were 0.67 or something like that percent. We have made a quantum jump. We are now in integral numbers. And the way intellectual property is being created in this country all over is, in our country, is phenomenal. The world is looking at us with a lot of expectation. Intellectual. And then a spiritual awakening also. A spiritual awakening, because without that, we are only a poor imitation of the West. We cannot afford to do that. Because Bharat does not exist for herself, it exists for the whole world. Our destiny is not just limited to the geography of Bharat, it is for saving the world. That is how Bharat, that is why Sri Aurobindo had, and on the day of independence he had mentioned that now the time has come to fulfill our destiny, to unite the world, to save the world in the crisis towards which the world has been moving. And a spiritual awakening today we see in our country. If you look at various time to time certain initiatives, you will see the reflection of that awakening. When COVID struck the whole world, nobody knew the nature of the beast. And when the advanced countries developed the vaccines, expectation was that in the collective suffering there would be the compassion will give a call and they will share the vaccine with the less privileged or deprived people. No, they didn't do that. Instead, they looked at it as an opportunity to make more money. It was Bharat that we distributed vaccines to needy people in over 150 countries of the world, even before our people said vaccine was saturation. This is because we believe that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, they are our people. We are not different. When Bharat got an opportunity 2 years back to host the presidency of G20. G20 has been there for long. But a large mass of humanity on the African continent, they were not a part of it because they were poor. They would not be in the reckoning. When Bharat got the opportunity to host the presidency, Bharat ensured that African Union is brought in. This is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. When the conflict is happening across this is again a spiritual awakening. When a conflict is happening across the world, till recently we used to say we are non-aligned. The two countries are fighting, we are neither with you nor with you, we are. Is it the way? Is it what? Are we supposed to look the other way when there is a problem somewhere in the world? No, this is not Bharat. This is denial of Bharat. And so we changed, we said no, we cannot look. We are aligned with peace. You must, both sides, those who are fighting, no, we tell both the parties, you are doing wrong, coming wrong. And today the situation is that all the warring countries, they look upon Bharat with a trust and some hope that perhaps Bharat can play a role in bringing the peace. This is again a spiritual awakening. In every field of it, when we gave the world the yoga, the whole world embraced it. Today, every year on 21st of June, participation in Yoga Day is increasing, expanding. This is a spiritual awakening of Bharat. In every field, we find this is awakening of Bharat. And so, in the field of music, this awakening that we see, whether we sometimes when we are too close to the event, we are not able to understand or grasp the whole depth of it. But the initiative which Dr. Subramaniam has taken, or he has been taking for last several decades, and creating this harmony and raga and harmony, this bringing them together. This is again embracing the world. This is a manifestation of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam through music. This is what it is, how I look at it, and I think that is the way to look at it. I am very confident that the initiative that he has taken, this foundation has taken, the number of talents that they have mentored, nurtured, they are now blossoming, growing up. They will continue doing that. They will continue carrying the legacy forward. And we will continue growing and marching towards the destiny which is ours, to unite the world in every aspect possible. I'm sure we will succeed in that. I thank Dr. Subramaniam once again. I congratulate Dr. Rajam once again. And of course, Thiru Santan Krishnan for making this a space available for this event. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Excellency, for those words of wisdom and insight that you shared with us. I'd now request the audience to stand for the national anthem. I'd like to invite R.S. Shankari and Snigdha Desiraju back on stage to sing the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
அந்த ஸ்க்ரீனே மூட்டாங்க அப்புறம் நான் சார் கச்சேரி சார் மெயின் அதுதான் அப்படியா எக்ஸலன்ஸ் கே வந்துட்டாரா சார் எங்கே சார் வந்துக்கிறீங்க ப்ரோக்ராமுக்குலாம்